Hello, readers. Welcome back to the She Reads Romance Books podcast. Today, I am going to share with you romance books that are going to be adapted into movies and TV series coming in 2026. Now, every year, I love scouring the internet and trying to find information on which romance books are being adapted into movies and TV series so that I can see my favorite characters and storylines come to life. Now, I'm pretty firmly in the camp of that the book is always better, but I'm always happy when I'm completely surprised when a movie or TV series just sort of blows me away and does a really good job sticking to the material and just making me fall in love with these characters all over again. Now, if you love book to movie adaptations, then I've got the inside scoop on what's to come in 2026 with all of the romance books to movies and TV series that you get to enjoy on the big and small screen. So get excited about this episode. Now, of course, it sometimes feels near impossible to track down release dates and the like, but this list is going to talk about some of the known releases that we already know about, as well as some anticipated romance books to movies and TV series that I'm pretty sure we can expect in 2026. But be sure that you bookmark this list on shereadsromancebooks.com because I continually update it throughout the year so that you don't miss a single thing to come. And if you love books to movies and TV series, then definitely check out my previous posts so you know what came out this year in 2025 and last year in 2024, etc. Because there's so many fun things that are coming out. I mean, I think studios are really recognizing how great romance books are in terms of fodder for amazing works on the big and small screen. So it's exciting every time we see new announcements of books being optioned. But before you get into this list, I also want to remind you that I have a fun book quiz up on shereadsromancebooks.com. You can see or take my fun book quiz. There's a couple, but the one that you can check out is to see what your favorite romance movie says will be your next favorite romance book. So take the quiz and check out the favorite rom-com movies that I have on there. And then based on your selections, I'll give you a romance book suggestion that I think you will absolutely love. Okay, are we ready? Let's dive in to first romance books coming to movies in 2026. And the first one, oh my gosh, I am so excited. The trailer looks amazing. I think it's going to be so good. And that is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. It is going to release on January 9th on Netflix. If you have not yet read this book, jump on it ASAP. It is so good. One of my all-time favorites. But here's what it's about. 2 best friends, 10 summer trips, one last chance to fall in love. Poppy and Alex, Alex and Poppy, they have nothing in common. She's a wild child. He wears khakis. She has insatiable wanderlust, and he prefers to stay home with a book. And somehow, ever since a fateful car share home from college many years ago, they are the very best of friends. For most of the year, they live far apart. She's in New York City, and he's in their small hometown. But every summer for a decade, they have taken one glorious week of vacation together. Until 2 years ago, when they ruined everything, and they haven't spoken since. Poppy has everything she should want, but she's stuck in a rut. When someone asks when she was last truly happy, she knows, without a doubt, it was on that ill-fated final trip with Alex. And so she decides to convince her best friend to take one more vacation together, lay everything on the table, make it all right. Miraculously, he agrees. Now she has a week to fix everything, if only she can get around the one big truth that has always stood quietly in the middle of their seemingly perfect friendship. What could possibly go wrong? Now, my expectations, not going to lie, are super high for this book. I know the book's going to be better, but with Emily Henry so involved in the production of this book and the screenwriter and author herself, and so involved in the story, I think it's going to be fantastic. And like I said, the trailer looks amazing. January 9th cannot come fast enough. I'm so excited to watch people you meet on vacation. Or we meet on vacation. Next on my list, coming to theaters on the big screen, releasing February 6th, is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. And here is what her book is about. After serving 5 years in prison for a tragic mistake, Kenna Rowan returns to the town where it all went wrong, hoping to reunite with her 4-year-old daughter. But the bridges Kenna burned are proving impossible to rebuild. Everyone in her daughter's life is determined to shut Kenna out, no matter how hard she works to prove herself. The only person who hasn't closed the door on her completely is Ledger Ward, a local bar owner and one of the few remaining links to Kenna's daughter. But if anyone were to discover how Ledger is slowly becoming an important part of Kenna's life, both would risk losing the trust of everyone important to them. The two form a connection despite the pressure surrounding them, but as their romance grows, so does the risk. Kenna must find a way to absolve the mistakes of her past in order to build a future out of hope and healing. Now, Colleen's books, they're coming out of the woodwork in terms of movies, but this one I'm super excited about because I think it's one of my favorites that she wrote. I bawled my eyes out reading this book. But I love it so much because Kenna is such a strong heroine in this story. The things that you learn about her in the past and what really happened, it just breaks my heart. And I don't even think you have to be a mom to just have your heart broken in terms of what she endures of really never seeing her daughter since she was born. So this one's going to be great. Again, the trailer's out. It looks fantastic. It releases February 6th in theaters first. So check out Reminders of Him soon into 2026. Okay, another romance book to movie that I think is going to be amazing is Royally Screwed by Emma Chase. Now, this romance book to movie is going to release on Valentine's Day, February 14th on Passionflix. If you aren't familiar with Passionflix, it is a streaming service that is completely devoted to adapting romance books to movies and TV series. It's pretty cheap for the monthly fee that gets you access to all of their books to movies and TV series plus other romance movies. But this year, or 2025 and into next year, 2026, they have some really great ones coming. I loved Emma Chase's entire royal romance series that starts with Royally Screwed. It's going to be such a great movie, and here is what the book is about. Nicholas Arthur Frederick Edward Pembroke, Crown Prince of Wescoe, aka His Royal Hotness, is wickedly charming, devastatingly handsome, and unabashedly arrogant. Hard not to be when people are constantly bowing down to you. Then, one snowy night in Manhattan, the prince meets a dark-haired beauty who doesn't bow down. Instead, she throws a pie in his face. Nicholas wants to find out if she tastes as good as her pie, and this heir apparent is used to getting what he wants. Dating a prince isn't what waitress Olivia Hammond ever imagined it would be. There's a disapproving queen, a wildly inappropriate spare heir, relentless paparazzi, and brutal public scrutiny. While they've traded in horse-drawn carriages for Rolls Royces and haven't chopped anyone's head off lately, the royals are far from accepting of this commoner. But to Olivia, Nicholas is worth it. Nicholas grew up with the whole world watching, and now Marriage Watch is in full force. In the end, Nicholas has to decide who he is and, more importantly, who he wants to be, a king or the man who gets to love Olivia forever. Now, like I said, I love this entire series. I think book 2 is my absolute favorite of it, but I loved book 1, and I think Royally Screwed the movie is going to be a lot of fun to watch. So check it out on Passion Flix, coming out in February. So those are all the movies that have definite release dates so far of 2026. Now I'm going to talk about a few that I really think we're going to see in 2026. They just don't have any release dates, but we've got casting, we've got production, all of that fun stuff. The first one being The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I anticipate this sometime in 2026. It's going to drop on Prime Video. And here is what her book is about. As a third-year PhD candidate, Olive Smith doesn't believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend does, and that's what got her into this situation. Convincing An that Olive is dating and well on her way to a happily ever after was always going to take more than hand-waving Jedi mind tricks. Scientists require proof. So like any self-respecting biologist, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. That man is none other than Adam Carlson, a young hotshot professor and well-known ass, which is why Olive is positively floored when Stanford's reigning lab tyrant agrees to keep her charade a secret and be her fake boyfriend. But when a big science conference goes haywire, putting Olive's career on the Bunsen burner, Adam surprises her again with his unyielding support and even more unyielding six-pack abs. Suddenly, their little experiment feels dangerously close to combustion, and Olive discovers that the only thing more complicated than a hypothesis on love is putting her own heart under the microscope. Now, we were so incredibly lucky to have Ali Hazelwood join the She Reads Romance Books book club this past October. And so we got the inside scoop to the Love Hypothesis movie. Ali was able to go on set here in the U.S. for one day, even though she said she was incredibly nervous and hasn't really been involved with the movie at all. But, production's been underway. Filming's has occurred. So I really think we're going to see this in 2026. It would be awesome if it was around Valentine's Day. Maybe it'll be around the summer. I'm not really sure, but I'm super excited for it because I loved the book. I loved all of Allie's books, but this is going to be a fun one to watch. Okay, another romance book to movie I think we'll see in 2026 because they've had casting. I don't know if they've started filming yet, but that book is You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogel. This will also drop on Prime Video, and here is what the book is about. Naomi Westfield has the perfect fiance. Nicholas Rose holds doors open for her, remembers her restaurant orders, and comes from the kind of upstanding society family any bride would love to be a part of. They never fight. They're preparing for their lavish wedding that's 3 months away, and she is miserably and utterly sick of him. Naomi wants out, but there's a catch. Whoever ends the engagement will have to foot the non-refundable wedding bill. When Naomi discovers that Nicholas, too, has been feigning contentment, the two of them go head-to-head in a battle of pranks, sabotage, and all-out emotional warfare. But with the countdown looming to the wedding that may or may not come to pass, Naomi finds her resolve slipping, because now that they have nothing to lose, they're finally being themselves and having fun with the last person they expect, each other. Now, I actually have yet to read this book, but just from that book summary, it sounds like a super cute book as well as the perfect, adaptation for a really fun rom-com. I mean, the fun that will probably be had with all of the pranks and the sabotage, but then, of course, getting your happily ever after sounds so perfect. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully hearing that announcement when it's going to release in 2026. Now, another one I wanted to add, but I'm not sure if it's coming in 2026, but we're getting the book in 2026, and I know that the cast is still involved with this, but potentially we're going to get the movie Heartstopper Forever, maybe based on book Heartstopper number 6 by Alice Oseman. And in this book, Everyone in school knows Nick and Charlie. Everyone knows they're going to be together forever. But Charlie's busy with his bid to become head boy, and while Nick is preparing to leave for college, he's starting to wonder who he'll be without Charlie. Now, I think the movie will go sort of beyond this book because if you haven't watched the TV series on Netflix, then definitely check it out. But yeah, they've announced that they're going to make a movie, Heartstopper Forever, with, obviously Nick and Charlie and their continued love story. I think it'll be super cute. Looking forward to hearing more about that one. And now a recent announcement about a new romance book to movie that I got to put on this episode really quick is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. This is going to be adapted into actually a holiday rom-com. They're going to put a holiday spin on her book, and it's going to release on Netflix like her other romance book to movie titles. They already have casting. They've announced it. So I'm really hoping we're going to get it for the holiday season in 2026. If you follow Catherine on Instagram, they are now actually asking readers if they have any suggestions on what the movie title should be, because there's already an iconic movie titled The Bodyguard. So they need a new title for her adaptation. So you can check that out on Instagram if you have any ideas. But here is what The Bodyguard, the book by Catherine Center, is about. She's got his back. Hannah Brooks looks more like a kindergarten teacher than somebody who could kill you with a wine bottle opener or a ballpoint pen or a dinner napkin. But the truth is, she's an executive protection agent, aka bodyguard, and she just got hired to protect superstar actor Jack Stapleton from his middle-aged corgi breeding stalker. He's got her heart. Jack Stapleton's a household name, captured by paparazzi on beaches the world over, famous for, among other things, rising out of the waves in all manner of clingy board shorts and glistening like a Roman deity. But a few years back, in the wake of a family tragedy, he dropped from the public eye and went off the grid. They've got a secret. When Jack's mom gets sick, he goes home to the family's Texas ranch to help out. Only one catch: he doesn't want his family to know about his stalker or the bodyguard thing. And so Hannah, against her will and her better judgment, finds herself pretending to be Jack's girlfriend as a cover, even though her ex says no one will believe it. What could possibly go wrong? Hannah hardly believes it herself, but the more time she spends with Jack, the more real it all starts to seem. And there lies the heartbreak, because it's easy for Hannah to protect Jack, but protecting her own long-neglected heart, that's the hardest thing she's ever done. Now, there's something about fake dating, I think, that makes the best rom-com movies, and obviously The Bodyguard by Catherine Center is a fake dating romance. I loved this book, the bodyguard aspect. Jack is like this hunk that you're totally going to fall for. I like that they're going to put a holiday spin on it. I think that's sort of a unique twist, but is definitely deviating from the source material. But I'm looking forward to it dropping this upcoming holiday season. So that wraps up our books to movies for 2026. So let's turn to romance books to TV series that we can be sure to check out in 2026. Now, the first one to put on your radar screen is Bridgerton Season 4. We are finally getting that. And now Season 4 is going to be an adaptation of Book 3 from the Bridgerton series, which is An Offer from a Gentleman by Julia Quinn. Now, Part 1 of Bridgerton Season 4 is going to drop on January 29th on Netflix. And then we'll get a Part 2 that's going to drop on February 26th. Now, Season 4 is going to be Benedict's story. I absolutely loved An Offer from a Gentleman. I think it might be my favorite book in the series. And here is what it's about if you're not familiar. Sophie Beckett never dreamed she'd be able to sneak into Lady Bridgerton's famed masquerade ball, or that Prince Charming would be waiting there for her. Though the daughter of an earl, Sophie has been relegated to the role of servant by her disdainful stepmother. But now, spinning in the strong arms of the debonair and devastatingly handsome Benedict Bridgerton, she feels like royalty. Alas, she knows all enchantments must end when the clock strikes midnight. Ever since that magical night, a radiant vision in silver has blinded Benedict to the attractions of any other, except perhaps this alluring and oddly familiar beauty dressed in housemaid's garbs, whom he feels compelled to rescue from a most disagreeable situation. He has sworn to find and wed his mystery miss, but this breathtaking maid makes him weak with wanting her. Yet, if he offers her his heart, will Benedict sacrifice his only chance for a fairy tale love? Now, the show in the previous seasons has definitely taken a different turn with Benedict. So we shall see how that all plays out for season 4. Though I love, obviously, that they're keeping the masquerade ball. I think we're going to see some amazing costumes like we always do in this TV series. I mean, the production of this thing is a beast. Just from the setting alone, the costumes, it's incredible. I'm so excited to see it again. And it's renewed for seasons 5 and 6, I believe, as well. So we've got more to come from Bridgerton. Okay, next TV series that we can look forward to in 2026 doesn't have a release date, but I anticipate it, I don't know, maybe summer, maybe Valentine's Day, because it's already been in production and they've already done all of the shooting, I believe, and it's going to come out on Prime Video, and that is the Off-Campus TV series based on that book series by Elle Kennedy, which starts off with The Deal. So here is what The Deal is about. She's about to make a deal with the college bad boy. Hannah Wells has finally found someone who turns her on, but while she might be confident in every other area of her life, she's carting around a full set of baggage when it comes to sex and seduction. If she wants to get her crush's attention, she'll have to step out of her comfort zone and make him take notice, even if it means tutoring the annoying, childish, cocky captain of the hockey team in exchange for a pretend date. And it's going to be oh so good. All Garrett Graham has ever wanted is to play professional hockey after graduation, but his plummeting GPA is threatening everything he's worked so hard for. If helping a sarcastic brunette make another guy jealous will help him secure his position on the team, he's all for it. But when one unexpected kiss leads to the wildest sex of both their lives, it doesn't take long for Garrett to realize that pretend isn't going to cut it. Now he just has to convince Hannah that the man she wants looks a lot like him. Now, they are doing such a great job and posting a ton of material about the filming of Off Campus on Instagram, totally stoking everybody's excitement. I love seeing how they've cast all the hockey team members. I think it's fantastic. This is just going to be a great series. Again, my hopes are pretty high on this one, especially because it's a TV series, not just a movie, so they have time to really delve into the material. The whole entire book series is fantastic. The Deal is a great one. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they've done with Elle's books that's going to come out as a TV series on Prime Video. All right, the next TV series that I'm pretty sure we can expect sometime probably the summer of 2026 on Prime Video is a TV series that's going to be called Every Year After, which is going to be based on the book Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. Now, here is what her, this was her debut novel, so here is what her book is about. 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right. They say you can never go home again, and for Persephone Fraser, ever since she made the biggest mistake of her life a decade ago, that has felt too true. Instead of glittering summers on the lakeshore of her childhood, she spends them in a stylish apartment in the city, going out with friends and keeping everyone a safe distance from her heart, until she receives the call that sends her racing back to Barry's Bay and into the orbit of Sam Florrick, the man she never thought she'd have to live without. For 6 summers, through hazy afternoons on the water and warm summer nights working in his family's restaurant and curling up together with books, medical textbooks for him and work-in-progress horror short stories for her, Percy and Sam had been inseparable. Eventually, that friendship turned into something breathtakingly more before it fell spectacularly apart. When Percy returns to the lake for Sam's mother's funeral, their connection is as undeniable as it had always been. But until Percy can confront the decisions she made in the years she spent punishing herself for them, they'll never know whether their love might be bigger than the biggest mistakes of their past. Now, this one had some aspects to it that some readers didn't really appreciate. I kind of wasn't a fan of one aspect of the storyline, but Carly's writing is phenomenal, and just from knowing what happens in the book, it's definitely fodder for a great dramatic TV series that obviously has a really wonderful happily ever after as well. And hopefully, if it does well, maybe we'll get a second season with Charlie's story, which is based on One Golden Summer, which she just released this year, which was a fantastic book. Again, I love that this is being made into a TV series and not just a movie, because I think they have a lot of different pieces that they hopefully give good time to flesh out the story. So again, since it's based on Every Summer After, though the TV series is going to be called Every Year After, I think it will release this summer, or at least fingers crossed. Okay. Another TV series that I think we can expect earlier in the year on Netflix, because I believe they've already finished filming, and that is the TV series Finding Her Edge, based on the book by the same title, Finding Her Edge by Jennifer Iacopelli. Now, here is what the book is about. Adriana Russo is figure skating royalty, born to gold medalist parents and an equally talented sister. Adriana's dream to conquer the junior world championships and uphold the family legacy. But when the family's legendary skating rink faces financial ruin, everything she's worked for is at risk. Training with her new partner, Braden, sparks an idea. Let the world believe their on-ice chemistry isn't only for show. The fake dating gains traction, and Adriana realizes maybe she actually is falling for Braden. But then her past crashes into her present, changes everything when Freddie, her former partner and her first crush, re-enters the scene. As the biggest competition of her life draws closer and her family's legacy hangs in the balance, Adriana is torn between the future she's worked so hard for with Braden and the one she gave up long ago with Freddie. Will she find her edge and claim her place at the top, or will her heart lead her in a different direction? Oh, young love. I think this TV series is going to totally fill the void for The Summer I Turned Pretty, since that is finished or wrapped up this past summer on Prime Video. So this is going to fill the void for everyone looking for their next young adult romance, and one that also has a love triangle with Finding Her Edge that's going to be on Netflix. And there's something about people loving, romance books with figure skaters. It's become kind of a thing, and this one captures that as well. I mean, pretty impressive that the actors and actresses are going to have to be somewhat ice skaters, even if they have stunt doubles, which is pretty impressive. So keep an eye out for the release day announcement for Finding Her Edge on Netflix. Okay, next up on Netflix, which I think we can anticipate for a March 2026 release date. I think that was sort of leaked. Whether or not that's true or not is going to be Virgin River Season 7. They've sort of taken liberties with this series. It might be based partly on book 7, which is Paradise Valley by Robin Carr. But again, they've sort of incorporated things from different books and also things not in the books into this TV series, which is now claiming to be the longest running scripted Netflix series on the platform, which is really incredible. So if you are a Virgin River fan, don't worry, season 7 is going to drop in 2026, which is pretty incredible. All right, next up after, let's see, the Virgin River announcement, we have Sullivan's Crossing season 4, hopefully releasing in the spring of 2026. It's going to first drop in Canada on CTV and Crave, and then it will release in the US on the CW. Now, this Sullivan's Crossing is based on that book series by Robin Carr. Season 4 might be based on book 4, which is The Best of Us. Filming for this season began in August of 2025, and it obviously is going to continue to explore the lives of the Sullivan family and build on the cliffhanger that season 3 ended on. So get excited for that TV series coming up soon as well. All right, and then back to Netflix, probably summer of 2026, we will be getting Sweet Magnolias season 5, based on the Sweet Magnolias series by Cheryl Woods. They too have been sort of taking liberties with the book series, but it could be based on book 5, Home in Carolina, again by Cheryl Woods. So this has been a popular series on Netflix as well. If you love strong female friendships as well as happily ever afters, then you can tune into Sweet Magnolias season 5 in 2026. Another returning romance book to TV series releasing in 2026 on Netflix is My Life with the Walter Boys, and season 3 is going to be dropping sometime hopefully in the new year. This is going to be based on book 2, My Return to the Walter Boys by Ali Novak. Filming is already underway. It's going to pick up directly after the dramatic events of season 2, which included the love triangle climax. So again, this totally fits your YA romance with love triangle. So catch up on My Life with the Walter Boys season 1 and 2 before season 3 drops in 2026 on Netflix. Okay, season 3 of Maxton Hall is going to release probably summer of 2026 on Prime Video. This is based on the book series by Mona Caston, and you can now catch all of her books translated into English if you haven't read them yet. This, as I said, will probably be based on book 3 called Save Us by Mona. Again, if you like sort of new adult, young adult, angsty rom-com dramas, then Maxton Hall is for you. Catch seasons 1 and 2 on Prime Video now before season 3 releases in 2026. Okay, and then I think I have, let's see, 2 more. We've got Ransom Canyon season 2 has been confirmed. It began filming in New Mexico in the fall of 2025. So not quite sure if the season 2 is going to come out in late 2026 or if they're going to hold it until early 2027. But this will probably pull from book 2 in the Ransom Canyon series by Jodie Thomas, which is called Rustler's Moon. I love Minka Kelly. I love Josh Duhamel. I mean, this first season was awesome to watch, especially if you love cowboy romance books. So I'm really happy that season 2 is returning. to give us more of all of those storylines that we got a taste of in season 1. And that is going to release on Netflix, I believe. Okay, the last one to anticipate so far for right now, probably dropping in summer of 2026, is the Black Dagger Brotherhood season 2 on Passionflix, which is going to focus on book 2 in her Black Dagger Brotherhood series by J.R. Ward, which is called Lover Eternal. I mean, you could spend days upon days reading the entire Black Dagger Brotherhood book series, of which there are many, many books. But this TV series released this year in 2025. And so they are definitely going to be releasing season 2 in 2026, again, based on her book, Lover Eternal. So if you are obsessed with vampires, then this is a TV series for you to catch in 2026. So, wow, that is a lot to look forward to from romance books that are going to be turned into movies on the big and small screen, as well as romance books to TV shows that we're going to be able to binge watch next year. Lots to look forward to. I'm curious, though, which you're most looking forward to, or if any you're sort of apprehensive about seeing. I'm honestly looking forward to them all. Of course, People We Meet on Vacation in January is a highlight. Bridgerton's going to be awesome. Oh, and how could I forget Outlander? Sorry, I must have missed that one on my list. We are going to get, in this, shame on me, Leslie, for getting this one, Outlander season, 8, I think we're on. It is going to be the last TV series for Outlander. So I have no idea if Diana Gabaldon, is going to give them a tidbit for how she is wrapping up the series in her book 10, which she's busy writing. Hopefully we are going to get maybe this year, maybe next year. It would be awesome if we got an announcement that it's going to come out to coincide with the last season of the TV show on Starz. But I can't remember when it's going to release. I think it's maybe March. Check out my list on She Reads Romance Books, because I definitely have the release date posted there. But yeah, that is going to be a big one. The season finale of Outlander. Oh my gosh, Sam Heughan and Kadrina Balfe have done such a fantastic job of bringing Claire and Jamie Fraser to the small screen. Starz has done a wonderful job with the series as a whole. So yeah, that is going to be one I'm definitely going to be looking forward to as well. So that one definitely wraps up this episode of romance books to movies and TV series to look forward to in 2026. Share in the comments what you're most excited to see. And in the meantime, get reading on the book so you can judge for yourself if the book or movie or TV series is better. So happy reading, because life is better with a love story.